Previously on Maze Runner. Hey, what's up, everybody? I am in the process of watching the Maze Runner and Maze Runner Scorch Trials in anticipation for the Maze Runner Death Cure in theaters. For some reason I just can't put my finger on. I didn't see either of the first two Maze Runners in the theaters. I don't know why. I rented them, and I gotta say, I'm really enjoying them, and I highly regret not seeing it in the theater. So anyway, Scorch Trials takes place immediately after the Maze Runner concludes. If you haven't seen the Maze Runner, I recommend seeing it. I recommend pausing this movie for a good 2.5 hours. You know, spend that 15 minutes going to the store, picking it up, returning, and then watching the remaining 2 hours of the first Maze Runner, and then hitting play and watching the rest of this video. That's a joke. So, this continues. Right afterwards, we see this group, including Teresa, Thomas, Newt, Minho, Frypan, and Winston, have been the survivors of this incredibly sick game, the Maze Runner. And they are being led to freedom or recovery of some sort. And they are taken to this huge compound. But I'm assuming you watched this movie already if you're watching this review, because it is like a 3-year-old movie. So I'm going to kind of give some spoilers here, so give you a warning. It feels a little bit shady. There's something odd. They meet this young boy named Eris, who feels like this is very odd. So Eris and Thomas start talking, and they realize something is afoot. It's basically like a presumed organ harvest type deal, and this is a branch off of Wicked, which we found out at the end of the first movie was the crux, the reason why this whole Maze Runner thing is happening. We don't really find out 100% of why the Maze Runner thing is going on. We are kind of giving glimpses, and we're kind of putting pieces together, kind of like a puzzle. So along the way, we meet Aidan Gillen, who is Hanson Jansen, who is the leader of this facility, and he is pissed when he finds out these guys are trying to get out. Basically, along the way, they befriend Brenda, played by Rosa Salazar, and Jorge, played by Giancarlo Esposito, who may or may not know how to take them to the Resistance, known as the Right Arm. Like I said, I'm assuming you've seen this movie already. So we get this epic journey. You think that the Maze Runner is one thing, but basically the middle of this movie could be called the Mall Runner, because they have this great sequence inside this mall. And I gotta say, this went from like a sci-fi fantasy to a borderline horror. Because there's not one, but there's 2 instances where it is basically like zombie-like creatures. And I'm a horror fan. I love horror. And I gotta say, this is pretty creepy. Very cool. Different sets of creatures for sure in each sequence. But, man, they're very cool. It's like an infection, and I dug it. You could tell they were, keep holding true to the first Maze Runner, but adding some cool elements, taking it up a notch. Patricia Clarkson returns as Ava, and not a likable bone in her body, not at all. I'm really anticipating finding the conclusion of this. They really narrowed it down from like a 30+ guy cast to like, what is it, 6 central characters, and then they added like 2 or 3 more additional here and there. Barry Pepper's added, and he does a really good job. It was great to see him, and I can't think of her name. Oh goodness, I didn't write it down. She Lily something. It was cool to see their characters in this movie, and they helped them along the way. I really dug it. I really enjoy this series so far. I'm hoping the third one lives up and even surpasses these first two films. Um, Man, I'm really impressed with them. I don't know why I didn't see it. I mean, I've seen most of the I've seen all the Divergents. I've seen the Hunger Games and all but like the last one of the Twilights. Like, I don't know why I missed these because they're fun and I dig them. I would love to know what you guys think. What's your favorite one in the series? Shout out to Dylan O'Brien. You do a really really good job as this central character. So yeah, leave a comment. What do you guys think of this movie? Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the series? Is it better than Twilight? Is it better than Hunger Games? Let me know. Leave a comment. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. I just hit 1,000 subscribers, and my next goal is 2,000. So let's do this. I really appreciate all your help. Leave a comment. I will comment back to everybody happily. Thanks so much for watching, and let's talk movies.